Hello everybody and welcome to a quick introduction how to render online with PolarGrid and their free CPU rendering offer for Blender. This is a video particularly for people who have a low-end PC, or you need to do renderings and you need to do multiples and you can't wait. PolarGrid offers us a free CPU rendering, which is very generous. And then this is also limited, well, it's a free service, is limited to 1080, so 1920 by 1080 pixels. That is nearly enough to do a rendering, so we can print it on an 8.5 by 11 picture or sheet of paper. So here in Pixelmator, I created a document, and this document, as you can see, is 11 by 8.5. And take a look at the pixels: 1600, 1200. So here we have 1900, and then here we would have 1080. So we are like 200 pixels left short. Okay, very good. So as you see, it nearly fits. The nice thing is, this is not going to be a big problem for us if we need to do something that maybe, let's say, fits onto a tabloid, because we can also use artificial intelligence, I love this word, or machine learning, and servers like BigJPEG. The simplicity of the name is really amazing. Gives us the ability to upload an image, and then they will enhance this image, scale it up bigger for free, and the result will look actually pretty decent. Not as good as having this rendered right double the size, but for free, well, this is amazing. So back to Blender. Wait, actually no, back to PolarGrid. We have to download the plugin first. And there's also here the user's manual. So after you downloaded the plugin, we go to Blender, Preferences, Install, you navigate to the Downloads folder, install it. Perfect. There we are. And once that is installed, it then will look like this when you're done. I have actually my token already requested. So this is where you will actually see this interface. So here is the email address. You type in your email and then hit request token. You will get an email with a token. Think about the token like a digital key. You paste it in, click validate, and then you will see this. Okay, good. So I go to PolarGrid. There you see. Fetch available pods, no pools. There we are, free CPU. Very nice. So when I press Z and render, I'm rendering 10 samples. And then it starts smoothing it out. And you can see that the top here is kind of very, yeah, not so nice because of the denoiser working. So I want to do a rendering that actually is much cleaner. So when I set this viewport to 100, you start noticing how this over time, oh, look at that, gets cleaner and cleaner and more details in. Yeah, so I would say maybe 100 could be something that is better. Yeah, 100 is okay. So let's say 200. For my rendering when I work, this is basically what I set up. Kind of like 1010. It's not the best quality, but in terms of time, this is actually pretty good because I'm more looking at the overall impression. And for final rendering, which might take a few minutes, let's say one rendering takes 5 minutes and you have to do 10 renderings, you're looking at 50 minutes already. That's an hour. So now we go here to render. Type in 200 samples. So this is now for the final rendering, much nicer. Okay, and then we go to here and say render frame. This actually now will upload the assets. Okay, that's it. Now when I click on view jobs, and we'll go to Polar Grid, give it a second. So there it's actually in progress. So I will pause now the video and just wait till this is done, and then I will show you how we continue. Well, it didn't take them very long to do, so let's click on info. It's already done. And we wait just a moment. So there we are, very good. So it took them 22 seconds, actually not too bad. Then we can click download. Okay. And while actually this one downloads, I want to go to here. We set this 200. Now I'll just do a rendering here and see how long this will take. So back to here. Here's the image that is downloaded. So this is the 1080p. It's actually not too bad with 200 samples. All good. But now I need this bigger. This is now the nice thing. Now we go to big JPEG. Select image. Downloads. There we are. Open and upload. And then we can say, well, how much is actually a photo, noise reduction now, because we did that already. Upscale to, let's say, maybe 4 times bigger. Okay. Then it's uploading it and then processing. Now, while this one processes, let's see, where are we? Oh, look at that. This took actually 54 seconds. So the other one was, well, kind of like 40 seconds faster. Not much really, but think about if this would be more in minutes instead of seconds, you can see how much time you can quickly save. And this is really more something to do when you're doing your final renderings for presentation, when they have to be bigger. Okay, so this one is taking its sweet time. Oh, there, something is moving. Come on, let me get a coffee. I'm gonna pause this actually for a moment, and then we will come back when this is done. Very good. So the 4 times upscale is done, result into a whopping 13 megabyte image. I also did a 2 times upscale, which is only 4 megabytes. Okay, so you can see the file size difference. Polar Grid, the result is a megabyte 0.5, 2 times 4, and then 4 times 13, nearly 40 megabytes. You see the size gets much bigger. If we don't go quickly into a preview, we don't really see much of a difference. So let's actually open the images really in an editor. So we can go to view and then say actual size. Okay, good. Very nice. Then I will open the 0.4. I mean, not 0.4, 4 times bigger one, and go to actual size. Now you can see this is quite bigger. And also slightly blurry along the geometry edges here. The image anyway, because the images weren't really high res, but the geometry is, yeah, there's a little bit of blurriness. But that's also okay, because we took a smaller image and we artificially scaled it up. And here with the 2 times bigger, now that effect is still there, but not as noticeable as with the 4 times bigger one. So let's actually do this. I will take this image, go to image size, and now I will go ahead and say percentage and go 4 times bigger. Some programs also, they have actually super res. This is machine learning, so similar to big JPEG. I will use one of the traditional algorithms to upscale it. So go to upscale, downscale, image with small detail. Mostly for saying pixel or getting. Maybe maybe say this one here. Clunk. So now we can see pretty how soft this one is. We are, yep, same resolution. There we are. Yeah, now you can see how with the traditional upscaling, how this actually gets very soft. And even with the AI artificial intelligence or AI, the sharp edges remain somewhat sharp. But again, this is actually really large, 4 times bigger, maybe something for a poster. So the actual image will be scaled down a little bit because this is a 72 dpi preview. But it showed you the process. All is web-based, all doesn't cost anything. So this is a very nice, generous offer from Polar Grid and BigJPEG. And that in a nutshell is, yeah, how can you do renderings of big images on a budget? Also, if you don't have the time to render multiples at the same time, or if you don't have a computer that can compute renderings and you don't have the time to wait. So that's actually pretty awesome. That's it.